Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back. My name is Alex and I'm sorry to say it, but skill-based matchmaking is not going anywhere. I've been watching all my friends play Call of Duty, play Destiny 2, play Overwatch, Halo, all these games, and they're all complaining about the same thing. SBMM, aka skill-based matchmaking. Sadly, the system is here to stay, and I'm gonna tell you why. So first things first, what is SBMM? SBMM is a system that the game, has built in that matches you up when you play PvP with similar skilled players. Now, on the surface, this seems like a great idea. This seems perfect. You don't want people to get curve stomped every single game. Now, with that being said, we got a good and bad side to SBMM. The good side, if you just got a game, you're trying it out, you're still brand new, you don't really know how the game works, the game isn't going to match you up with people who've been playing the game for a long period of time. Now, if you haven't played the game for a long period of time, that means you're more skilled. What's that mean? You're going to be playing against more skilled players all the time. So this is great for people on the lower end. Not so great for the people on the higher end because you're going to have to try pretty much every single game that you play if you're relatively decent at the game. And there are so many people being vocal against skill-based matchmaking. They want to turn it off. They would rather have connection-based matchmaking, which is arguably better depending on who you ask. The main reason all these game companies, all these development teams, they're never going to turn off skill-based matchmaking because they like money. Simple as that. Now let me explain what I mean, and I'm going to use Call of Duty as an example. But this is pretty much the same for every single game with SBMM that has monetizations inside the game. So looking at the player base, you got your 4 different types of players. You got the noobs, the guys who just got the game, they're just learning, they're still brand new. Then you have your average players, which are the majority of player base. And then you have your above average players, which are probably, I would classify as like the content creators and like the streamers and just people who enjoy the game. And then at the top of that, you got the super hardcore sweats, the tournament players, pretty much the gods in the game. You have those guys. So the goal of SBMM, and I would also say the goal of all these gaming companies, is to make money. How do they do that? They keep the new guy away from the god tier players. Why? Because if the new guy keeps getting stumped, what's he gonna do? He's gonna quit the game, he's gonna leave, and he's also not gonna spend money. So what does that mean for the guys at the top? All the streamers, all the content creators, all the tournament players, all those guys are pretty much free promotion for the game. They want you to make, pretty dope clips. They want you to, struggle a couple games, and then you get that one game where you pop off and get like 50 kills, and then you post that. They want you to have all those hype moments of, just actually getting a good game. And last of all, they want you to sell the game for them. And I'm just guessing here, I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that most of these game companies don't really care if veterans of their game are enjoying the game. They know that you're going to buy it. They know that they got you hooked. They know that you're going to buy the next season or the next expansion. Their main focus is bringing in new players, because if they can bring in 50 players who all buy a $10 skin, that's going to make more money than that one veteran player spending $20 on the skin finally, after putting it off for like 3 months. So in a nutshell, all the new players, all the average players, those are the guys that casually spend money. And then on the high end, your above average players, your tournament players, those guys are pretty much just a free promotion for the game. And it might be insane to say this, but I'm pretty sure in the future, skill-based matchmaking is going to be more tight. It's going to be more intense. They literally have no reason to address it because they're still making millions and billions of dollars off these Call of Duty games, these Destiny games. They're bringing in so much revenue. They have no reason to change what they're doing, especially because so many of these companies are getting away with dipping in the full price monetization pool and also the free to play monetization pool. I don't know how people aren't calling this stuff out, but there's no reason that Call of Duty, a $60, $70, $80 game even, should have $20, $25 bundles in the game. And I would argue that SBMM is one of the main reasons that these game companies are making so much money. And even though it might seem like a lot of people are complaining about this system, sadly, I still think everybody who's talking about SBMM is still in the minority. Most people who play these games, they pick it up super casually. They don't know anything about predatory, monetization tactics, nothing like that. They don't know anything about skill-based matchmaking. They just know that they're picking up the game, they're playing, they're having fun, they're putting it down, they're coming back a few days later to play. They're not playing every day like a lot of streamers, nothing like that. So most people don't even know that this system is a thing because they don't play long enough to even experience it. Now, once upon a time, skill-based matchmaking was optional. You had to either go to a ranked playlist, you had to go to a competitive playlist, something like that. You went to these places to test yourself against other players to see who was better. They could talk trash on them afterwards. And depending on the game, you would get something to show that you're really good at the game, like an emblem, a cosmetic, something like that. Pretty much just something to show that you are a veteran of the game and you're putting in work. But those days are long gone. Gaming is way too lucrative nowadays. There's so much money to be made. And gaming is actually mainstream now. You know, long gone are those days where only the nerdy kids played games. You know, people made fun of you for playing games. You know, you would cut school. There'd be like 4 or 5 of y'all would cut school, go get some weed, crash at somebody's house, go play Fight Night, you know, Ready to Rumble, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Halo LAN parties, even like the old school Quake games, all these crazy games. But gaming is so different now. Everything is online, everything is monetized. And if you play any type of first person shooter nowadays, it kind of sucks, but you are pretty much stuck with SBMM. It ain't going nowhere. It's pretty much going to only get worse as time goes by. And sadly, the only way to really fix it is to either walk away from the game, accept it, or some way, somehow, people just stop supporting these games, which is not going to happen. People are hooked. There's no way people are going to stop buying Call of Duties, even though I haven't bought one in like 7 years. I believe Advanced Warfare was the last one that I actually purchased. And that's the only real way that anything is going to ever happen. As long as these companies are still making money, as long as millions and millions and millions of dollars are still coming in, these guys have zero incentives to listen to veteran players. And it sucks, but it is what it is. The only power you really got is to walk away. And the sad part is that they know that they've got so many people hooked. They know that you bought the game, you bought the battle pass. You don't want to waste your money, so you kind of make yourself play it to get those unlocks, because otherwise they're going to go away for who knows how long. So before you guys buy another battle pass, before you buy the next Call of Duty, the next Battlefield, the next whatever that has skill-based matchmaking, ask yourself a question. Do you think it's going to be any different? Do you mind if it's going to be any different? And is that what you really want? Because at the end of the day, let's be real, we kind of already know what's coming down the line. So that's just something to think about. So let me know down below how you guys feel about skill-based matchmaking. Do you prefer that to connection-based matchmaking? To me, it doesn't really matter. I don't really play a whole lot of PvP games anymore. I kind of, gave up on it. I didn't really like where everything was heading with all the monetization and just like skill-based. I'm just like, bro, I just want to have fun with my game. So I just kind of went back to playing more single-player games. But so many people have been talking about SBMM, and I feel like so many people are just missing the point. It's not really about us enjoying games. It's about them making money, and it always will be. That's all I got for you guys today, man. My name is Alex. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that shenanigans down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.